If you're a marketing consultant, you know the feeling. A client brings up their online reviews, and you know you can help, but man, it's gonna be a scramble. Today, we're gonna look at a playbook that promises to turn that chaos into a smooth, scalable, AI-powered service. Let's dive in. Okay, let's start right here with a moment that every single one of us recognizes. This isn't about your slick sales pitch. It's about letting the cold, hard data do all the talking for you. It's that moment when you hold up a mirror and the problem is so obvious, so undeniable that they just can't look away. That one comparison on the screen, that's the entire foundation of this playbook. So yeah, the problem is usually pretty glaring. But for most of us, the solution, well, that's where things get messy. Let's really dig into why reputation management is so darn hard to turn into a predictable, profitable service. Sound familiar? The client asks about their reviews. You say, oh yeah, we can totally help with that. But behind the scenes, you're scrambling, you're patching together templates, manually checking everything. You're basically building the whole thing from scratch. Every single time. It's the service that clients are always asking for, but it's almost never the smooth, systematic moneymaker it ought to be. And right here is where that old problem gets a massive dose of new urgency. See, this isn't just about a few star ratings on a Google search anymore. Not at all. AI tools, think ChatGPT or Google's own AI overviews, are now pulling directly from that review data to decide who to recommend. So if a business has a weak or negative review profile, to an AI, they might as well be invisible. This has shifted from just being about local SEO to being about straight-up AI survival. So the big question is, how do you fix this mess? How do you prepare your clients for this new AI world? Well, you stop treating reputation like a one-off project and you start treating it like a system. You need a playbook. And here's the solution on the table, the R.E.P.S framework. Now think of this as a complete cycle. It's basically a recurring revenue engine that's built to turn a simple one-time audit into an ongoing service that totally justifies a monthly retainer. And it's really straightforward. It's a 4-stage system. First, you review the whole situation with a deep dive audit. Then you engage, responding to reviews to stop the bleeding. Next, you promote. That's all about getting new positive reviews in the door. And finally, and this is the absolute key to the whole thing, you score. You're constantly monitoring and reporting back month after month. Okay, so the framework is the what. Now let's talk about the how. How does the system actually run? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine that powers it all, which is called Lava Signal. The process couldn't be simpler, really. You just feed the system the raw data about a business's reviews. You can do that through a guided chat or just by uploading a spreadsheet. Then the custom GPT does all the heavy lifting, the analysis, the weighting, the scoring, and what comes out the other side is a whole menu of professional-grade reports and deliverables. And of course, that leads to the most important question any of us would ask, right? What do you actually get? What's the thing you put in front of a client that makes them go, wow, I need this? It all boils down to one single powerful number, a reputation score, from 0 to 100. This isn't some vague, fuzzy assessment. It's a hard, defensible number that tells a business owner exactly where they stand in a split second. This one score, it's your hook, it's your diagnostic tool, and it's the entire foundation for the sales conversation. And here's the crucial part. This number isn't just pulled out of thin air. It's calculated with a fixed, weighted formula that's based on the 6 things that actually matter for a local business's reputation. Star rating is the biggest chunk, sure, but things like how often you respond to reviews and how new your reviews are, they matter a lot too. Even something called NAP consistency, just making sure your name, address, and phone number are the same everywhere, gets factored in. It makes this score totally transparent and easy to defend. All right, now we get to the really good part. How does a system like this actually help you build a profitable, recurring revenue service? Let's connect the dots. The playbook gives you a super clear 4-step sales motion. You start with the hook, which is their score. You use that to get them on a discovery call where your only job is to listen. Then you present the full audit, walking them through their score and what it all means. The data creates all the urgency for you. So the close becomes a really simple, low-pressure question. So based on all this, which of these service tiers seems like the right fit to start fixing the problem? And this is exactly how that one-time audit just naturally flows into a monthly retainer. You've got these really clear service tiers. Tier 1 is just basic monitoring. Tier 2 adds responding to reviews. And Tier 3 is the whole shebang, full service management, where you're actively going out and getting new reviews. The client can literally see the ladder they need to climb to get from their current score to a much better one.
Okay, let's bring it all home and hammer this point down. Why is making this shift from a messy, tactical approach to a clean, system-based one not just a nice idea, but absolutely essential for us today?
I mean, the difference is night and day, right? The old way is manual, it's reactive, you're basically flying blind and hoping for the best, one project at a time. This new, systemized way is automated and it's driven by a real diagnosis. You have a clear monthly deliverable baked in from the very beginning. This doesn't just save you a ton of time, it makes you look way more professional and it builds that stable, recurring revenue right into your process. So, we'll just leave you with this one question to think about for your own business. When it comes to reputation management, are you really operating with a repeatable, scalable system, or are you still just reinventing the wheel every time a new client walks in the door? Because your answer to that question is probably going to determine not just how profitable you are, but your entire capacity to grow.